Okay, here's a video on how to make your own sliding hardware for sliding doors. Okay, I bought all three of these at McMaster-Carr online. This is a 1 1/4 diameter nylon washer with a small hole. This is a 1032 screw, and this is a 1032 threaded insert. They have a lot of choices on McMaster-Carr, so you can find a threaded screw that is really close to the diameter, the interior diameter of your washer. Okay, so now it's just a matter of marking. This takes a little trial and error. You have to add the depth of your slot on the cabinet with whatever gap you want here, and then do some math. This turns out to be 6.5 millimeters. And I just hold the wheel like this and draw a circle. And this is really critical. I have to make this within about half a millimeter of the middle of this. So I'm using a scratch awl. I'm just doing a light tap. And if you do a light tap, you can do a second tap if you're slightly off. So the key is to be within a half a millimeter on both of these holes, height-wise. That looks good. That one's a little high, so I'm going to hit it again at the bottom. Perfect. So yeah, you don't want to tap really hard, because then you can make fine-tune adjustment with the second one. All right, now I drill a hole. I have the depth marked with a piece of tape, which is very critical. You don't want to drill through the panel. I stop once to clean the threads and clean the hole. Alright, then I get this hex driver, Allen key. This is a 5/8 inch long threaded insert, and I'm going to make it about a half a millimeter up from flush. That gives it a little shoulder for the wheel to spin on. So I'm going to go to tight and then loosen it just so it can rotate a little bit. The reason I'm using 1032 is it's less likely to unscrew itself. If you use 1024, another good one would be M5, 5 millimeter would be good. The key is you have to get the diameter, the interior diameter of the washer to be really close to the screw diameter. All right, that's good. And if there is some play between the screw and the washer, you have to account for that. You have to know that gravity is going to push the wheel that way. So that means you have to shift the threaded insert down. I've actually done this once before, so you can get hardware that's adjustable, but if you just put your holes in the right spot, you don't need adjustment. You just have to be accurate with the position of these guys. Okay, Then I just flip it around and do the other side. Reach the top screws, I'm going to screw it in while it's from behind. That's why it's good to not have a back panel. I'm just going to use this extension driver to reach the screws from the back. Alright, I'm just going to put the door in. I'm going to prop it up like this so it doesn't fall over while I go to the other side. Okay, here we go. First I'm going to put the washer up into the slot. Align it with the insert and do this by hand a couple times. It is possible to do this from the front if the cabinet's installed already, but it's really difficult because you can't really see. So I prefer to do it like this. There we go. Okay, let's try it out. Okay, so as I said earlier, there is hardware that you can buy, but you have to drill a big cup and then you have to drill a couple threaded holes, not threaded holes, but precise holes. So it's like 3 things you have to drill. And it's just as hard to install that as it is to drill 1 hole precisely in the right location. And if you drill it precisely in the right location, it's always going to be correct. If you buy something that's adjustable, you have to fiddle with the adjustment mechanism and hope that it stays there. If you're really accurate, this is much better. If you don't trust yourself, then you buy hardware and it'll probably take longer to install. The biggest fear I have is going too deep with this drill. Because it has a tendency to accelerate when it goes into certain layers. So the key is to go really slow and not to push too hard. And then you're fine. The other thing is, if you buy some off the shelf product, you have to buy their track. You have to buy all kinds of stuff. I don't use a track. This is hardwood, so I don't really need a track. All I do is use the kerf on my table saw, which is between, I think it's 2.2 millimeters, and this is 1.9, so it's a perfect fit. Okay, and here's the drawing that I used just to verify that everything was going to work. My biggest concern was that this screw was not going to hit that, and this was not going to hit this this vertical wall here. It ended up where these were deeper. These were, instead of like 3 millimeters, they were 5. So they were like, what is that, 3/16 or 3/32? I can't remember. Yeah. So they were deeper, so I had to adjust this height. 3/8 was ended up being different. But the cool thing about McMaster-Carr is if you have a CAD program, you can download a CAD of the exact screw. So you can see exactly how it's all going to fit in that threaded insert. is going to be accurate, and then you can tell how long of a screw that you need. But yeah, that's you don't need a CAD program to do this. You can just draw it by hand, but you do have to do all the math and make sure that everything's going to work.